college football recap out of the way so we can go ahead and enjoy the last bit of our football weekend. I had a couple of interesting things going on in CFB. Let's talk about this first things first. Florida loses to South Florida.
South Florida is they are the Cinderella
18-13. They come in. They got ranked, I think, this week, 18th or whatever it was.
Yeah, you beat Boise State, who was going to win the Mountain West, and now you beat a top 15 Florida team. Like, yeah, might as well put USF number one. They beat 2 ranked opponents, and they beat 1 ranked opponent that's probably going to win the Mountain West this year. And you're beating a Florida team,
SEC team.
Yeah, and a lot of people had DJ Langway as a Heisman candidate too. Like, good for USF, good for them, dude. And mind you, this is another Billy Napier-led Florida offense. What a shock! Like this, you get this out of Billy Napier almost every year. It's just you need to fire him, and the next thing you know, DJ Langway is going to bail him out. And Florida just needs a new head coach. They have the players, they have the talent. They're very young. I just think they need a proven head coach over there at that squad.
Yeah, they might just hire the guy who beat them at USF.
Might as well. It's like
he's been rumored as the guy who's going to get that next big job. I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Yeah, he's the number one. Like as of right now, he's the hottest commodity. He's going to be the number one head coaching hire at all of college football. It's going to be him.
How come ESPN doesn't tell me who their head coach is?
ESPN doesn't want to hide the fact that they ranked Florida 12th and they lost to that guy.
Alex Golish.
Well, guess what, Alex? Good for you. You beat Boise State 25th and you beat Florida. And I'm sure ESPN absolutely hates you that you're ruining their bracket.
Yeah, not great. Not a great start for Florida, who is now 0-2 or 1-1. Sorry, 1-1.
1-1. Yep. The only positive is just an out of conference play game.
So we had a Blenami in our comments section. You know what a Blenami is?
No, I have no idea.
Blah. Arch Manning's actually good. Blah. Blenami. It's like tsunami, but blah.
Both me and you watched this game. And the stats of this game did not indicate how bad he was.
It was a bad mediocre. Start. It was a really bad start. The second drive of the game, he tries to throw an arm punt.
Yeah. He looks like Uncle Rico out there. Like, first of all, they didn't even cover. Let's just talk about that. That their spread, what was it? They were favored by
36.5.
Yep. And they only won by 31. This San Jose State team shouldn't even play in Division I. This is not a good football team. And for Arch to be barely over 50% passing against this team, for him to not throw another touchdown in the second half of that game, like I needed Arch Manning to 4 touchdowns is nice. Yes, I get what all y'all are saying. 4 touchdowns is nice. But when you are less than 50% accurate and you putting up very poor yards on that offensively passing wise, like, no, I don't see that.
295 yards for him against San Jose.
Yeah, I needed 400 after what he did against Ohio State. Like, and also for everybody saying, well, Ohio State has like the number 1 defense in this country. We've only seen 2 weeks. It could get blown out by Oregon. Then get blown like that. Them being the number 1 defense was just, that is, you can't, none of these rankings should matter until week 7. And none of the stats should matter until we get into like week 5. Who's really the number 1 best team? Who's really the number 1 defense? Like, did Ohio State have a strong looking start defensively? Yes, because I got Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia brought NFL level concepts, and the fact that Arch Manning cannot handle even 4 players rushing him, and he can't even beat his own. But he had an interception this game. He did not look good at all this game. He is about as mid can be against this type of team. Because, for instance, like Alabama, because we were talking about, like, we're going to eventually touch on that. Alabama beat the brakes out of their team, 73-0. That's what I needed to see out of Texas. I need a game where you dominated every facet of the game. And for you to not even cover the spread, on your team against a team that shouldn't belong in D1, that's a little bit concerning. Like that's
you know what? San Jose State is 0-2. You know who they lost to week 1?
Who?
Central Michigan.
There you
16-14.
And what did I always tell you about directional schools? Well, outside of South Florida, because South Florida is going in the right direction, and that's up.
Fucking love that for them. Yeah. All right.
Other notable ones.
Baylor.
Yep.
Upsets SMU 48-45 in double OT.
Yep. Good win for Baylor. Baylor has a really solid looking quarterback over there. SMU, I mean, this was a hard fought game for them. SMU was looking to be a very strong favorite. They lost to Clemson, I believe, last year in the playoffs. They ended up being a playoff team. And this is a very big disruptor for their season. And good for Baylor. And Baylor, I believe, lost their first game. They're 1-1 right now.
Baylor lost their first game? That sounds right. Let me look.
Stand by. Kansas State? Is that what it was?
Baylor. God damn it. Okay, there we go.
They lost to Auburn. That's who they lost to.
38-24. They kept up.
But yeah, I would say that a good win for Baylor, bad loss for SMU. You do not want to. At least it was close though, but I don't think Baylor's going to be that strong by the end of the year. I think they'll be they'll be above 500 team, but it's not going to be looking good for SMU.
Speaking of good win, bad loss, UNLV versus UCLA.
Oh man, Nico.
Now we get to have a Blenami. Not that anybody was really defending Nico. I think there might have been a couple.
Yeah, this game, God almighty. Like stat wise, if you eliminate the interception, it's a decent game. Actually, really good game for Nico.
70% on.
But the thing is, when did that interception come, Caleb?
When it was the final drive of the game.
And how ugly was it?
He threw it right at the linebacker. He's lucky he didn't catch it because it just popped right back in the air and the DB got it.
Yeah, he literally goes, "Hey, you can have this, not me."
Threw it at his face. Like it looked like this. It looked like the scene in The Longest Yard where like Adam Sandler like throws the ball at the ref's ball sack.
Yes,
like, it was just like
it couldn't be any more intentional if you tried. Yeah. No, it's Nico is bro, and the fact that Tennessee blew out their team too, like it's Tennessee's doing everything right and Nico's doing everything wrong since that split, and they are looking incredibly right. And he needed to have a bounce back game personally to eliminate this narrative. Like he is getting in the territory of him not being starting in a Power 5 school next year. Like if this slippery slope continues and they don't win games, like because these stats seem very personally driven stats. So like very individually, like, oh, I'm gonna pat my stats and look good. But this UNLV team ain't too bad neither. They are now.
You've been saying that since the jump.
Yep, they are. They have a transfer quarterback. He was a starting quarterback last year for Virginia, University of Virginia, the Cavaliers, and I believe he's probably leading all FBS in passing yards. He has an extra game because he played week 0, but they are looking like a very solid all-around team for a team outside of your traditional Power 5 conferences. But UNLV, you don't bring in Nico to lose to UNLV. You don't. You do not get him and for the first round picks grade that he was getting at the end of Tennessee last year, like before this whole fiasco of the NIL thing, like he was getting considerable looks. And he's probably highly regretting what he did. And that whole conversation, whether that was him personally or his father saying it or his camp, his agent, whatever that deal broke down with, like he is probably going to end up being on like an F, like a unpower 5 team. Like he's probably going to be at like maybe, I don't know, Boise State, not even because Boise State probably has like a decent quarterback, but like maybe UCF. How about that? Go there if they retain their head coach. USF, yeah. Or
USF isn't a Power 5 school?
No, it's not. I believe they're in Conference USA or whatever that is, Big East. The American Athletic Conference, AAC.
They are in the American Conference, the AAC, yeah.
The old Big East Conference USA. Yeah. So I mean, that's probably where Nico's probably going to end up being at. I don't think the way UCLA is going to probably only win 3 games this year.
Brutal.
Yes.
I added this last one. Boston College loses to Michigan State 42-40 in double OT. That was your primetime game on NBC. An interesting back and forth matchup. I only caught the last couple sequences of it, like right before going into overtime, and then the overtime itself. Thought Boston College's offense was really impressive, but that defense it couldn't stop a nosebleed, and they let Aiden Childs kind of just get away with whatever he wanted. But that quarterback is looking nice. Dylan Longerin, 34 of 45, 390, and 4 touchdowns.
Jeez.
They have a running back named Turbo Richard, 13 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Real solid day for BC. Wide receiver Lewis Bond is exceptional, 1190 and no score. Jeremiah Franklin, 884 and a touchdown. Turbo Richard, honestly, in the air too. 7 catches, 66 yards and a score. Like, this dude is unbelievable. And
this is Bill O'Brien is over there.
B.O.B. That's why I brought it up, because B.O.B. is my guy.
And good. I mean, good. Boston College has always been an interesting team over the years. I mean, Luke Kuechly. They also had Andre Williams. They have Matt Ryan as well too. They've always had some interesting players, but it was just, I mean, BC is very much a academically led school. They are never really in the realm of having notable. Was it Anthony Constanzo? I think maybe was a BC guy, I believe so, when he played for ended up playing for the Colts.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, if I remember my trivia from that draft class. But yeah, BC's always had solid-ish players, but they never had Harold Landry, I believe, is also a BC guy.
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers as well, too.
AJ Dillon when he was around.
But yeah,
no. So Boston tough loss to Michigan State, but I think they're gonna be an interesting team in the ACC. Nothing crazy, but maybe they'll finish about where we thought UNC and Belichick would.
Yeah, and they had I don't even call it a good bounce back. It was just
20-6 win against UNC Charlotte.
20 points, man. Come on, man. Like, no way.
You want to give any thought to Belichick's press conference he had?
No, I mean,
you didn't hear what he said?
No, go ahead.
So a reporter straight up asked him about the story that he banned Patriots scouts from practice.
Oh, this nonsense, man. What the, bro?
They straight up asked him, do you know what he said?
What'd he say?
Well, it's clear that I'm not welcome at their facility, so they're not welcome at mine. It's pretty simple.
Shut the fuck up. Win a game. Bill, there's a reason why you're at UNNC. Okay. I don't know if Bill Belichick's going to watch this video or not. Shut the fuck up and win games. Okay.
Quit being a bitter.
Okay, me and Caleb could beat Charlotte coaching there. Okay. Let's be honest. Maybe we only win 13-6. Who gives a shit? But let me tell you something. Oh, you're not worried. You ain't got to worry about the Patriots because the Patriots ain't worried about you. Okay? Bro, they are now on their second coach since you. They are definitely moving on in a way better direction. Their number 10 quarterback a whole lot better than the number 10 quarterbacks, both of them that you picked. Okay? And how about you just worry about winning at UNNC, which, by the way, was gift wrapped to you. With all, you could do whatever you want, and you somehow are messing this up as worse as you can be, getting your brakes beaten off by a dude who spends more time wearing a dog costume than he is throwing a football when he was at TCU. Grow up, bro. Nobody cares about you. You're about as irrelevant as your fucking girlfriend at this time.
His girlfriend might be more relevant than he is at this point.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Bro, your time is so done. You should have. It's one thing if you say this and you beat TCU. And it's one thing that you say this after beating Charlotte 66-7. Grow up. Seriously.
No, nobody's questioning the Patriots.
And then what was it? Then I remember now the Patriots are you can't wear no UNNC gear inside your locker room, I think. That is
I don't think Drake May is getting too hot and bothered.
No.
About Belichick at this point.
Yeah, a big whoop. Bro, grow up. Nobody's talking about you. You're talking about us.
And it's like they're saving the Patriots time because nobody's there.
Yeah. they're not allowed to scout us. Who am I going to look at? Who, Bill? Thank you.
Anybody who's worth looking at is going to transfer.
An eligible draft prospect that is that left tackle of yours, the true freshman, really have no reason to watch UNNC.
He's going to transfer that tackle, I hope.
Oh, yeah, because Bill
Arizona State could use him.
Probably by the end of the year.
Arizona State could use him.
God, yeah, whatever. Grow up, Bill. Grow up. How about you? Which is funny enough, coming from Bill Belichick, the big old like worry up, do your job and just focus on you. How about you worry about winning games at UNNC?
Ignore the noise. He sure likes making a lot of it himself.
Yeah, it's funny how you're always talking about your ex-girlfriend more than your ex-girlfriend talks about you. Like, there's a reason why the Patriots have clearly moved on into bigger and better things, and where you're still hung up that you got done dirty or whatever. Like, bro, it sounds like you were the toxic reason why in that relationship.
What's crazy is that Kraft earlier this week was like, yeah, my plan is to build a statue of Belichick right next to Tom's when he's done coaching.
Yeah, why not? Like, 100%. You got to.
I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
Oh, no, because let me tell you this. It's going to be a statue, and his girlfriend's going to be right there next to it. Probably.
Looking at Tom's. Looking at Tom's.
Exact. Thank you. There's a reason why your girlfriend wore a Tom Brady jersey and not a cut-off hoodie. Get out of here, bro. Grow up.
All right. So we talked about Texas and San Jose State. Let's talk about Clemson almost losing to Troy.
Oh, my. I remember texting you that, and I was like, can you check on Clemson real quick? And it was like, what? I think it was.
They were up 7-0.
Yeah, 17, I think almost at one point, like 17 something. They were leading a good bit of the way.
Troy got out to a 16-3 lead at half, and then Clemson scored 17 in the third, and then another 7 in the fourth to make it 27-16. But this was not an easy win. Cade Klubnik did not bounce back in a way that you wanted him
to. This is also, I'm going to criticize Texas by only winning by 31 points. I'm going to really criticize Clemson for barely winning by over 11.
By 9. Yep.
I mean, yeah. And by winning by only by 9 points.
It's 11. I can't math. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
That's okay.
27-16 is your final.
Gotcha. And then I was just like, there's no way that, like, this was Clay Public was our, like, number one overall pick status guy because he was really good, looked really good at the end of the year. Clemson's having a really slow start, and now we're going into week 3 of does Clemson need a bounce back game again? Like, and there is no preseason in college football, so that's why I don't really like rankings and stuff like that. And this is just,
and they got your playoff team at Georgia Tech next week.
Yep, and that's not an easy team. Georgia Tech loves to upset people. They love to ruin stuff.
Yeah, they're going to Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you might not be picking Clemson this week.
I mean,
find out on Tuesday.
The one time I don't pick Clemson is the time they do win.
That's a featured matchup already.
Yeah, and that's another. It's just not a good look for Cade Klubnik either. Like I cannot praise him higher than Arch from what I saw from him against a lesser opponent also in Troy. Troy's not a good
back's half decent though. Adam Randall.
Yes, it is. Like Clemson is such a good overall team. Same with Texas defensively sick. They are very good defensively. Clemson, it's like, Cade, I just need you, man. I really need you to throw 400. I need to see like 31 for 40 or something. Like, or I'll even take a 200-yard game if you give me 70 on the ground. Like, I need something out of them. This coming up against Georgia Tech, but not a good one either. Alabama beat the brakes off Monroe. And mind you, this is a good test as well too, because a good barometer. Arch Manning, one of his first games he played against was this same team, and Alabama, Ty Simpson beat the brakes out of like Monroe easily, 73-0. Like that is what we wanted to see in a bounce back game. You get mollywopped by Florida State, I'm gonna need you to just take all your anger out on your next opponent, and they did. They fully did. Every aspect of Alabama's game was straight up dominant. This is exactly what they needed to do, and they absolutely did it. And I think even though they won 73-0, like it's a a B letter grade for me for an overall performance because you're supposed to do that against Troy. So another one.
So when we talked about the other ones, we talked about
Charlotte
UNC and Charlotte. So let's get to the featured matchups. I'm going to save the top one for last.
Gotcha.
The Battle of Iowa. Iowa State, number ranked, 16 ranked at Iowa. Iowa State wins 16-13. Kind of just what we expected.
Iowa, can you get a quarterback that knows how to throw the ball? Like, have you realized that that's a part of the game at this point?
No, they haven't.
Okay, because you're not winning a meaningful game until that happens. But Kurt Ferentz, he is only one game away from being the all-time winningest head coach in Big Ten history. He is tied with Woody Hayes right now out of Ohio State at 205 wins.
Interesting.
But yeah, good for Iowa State.
Illinois beats the brakes out of Duke 45-19.
Early on in this game, the big reason why this game's on here, not because of like Illinois necessarily, it's more the fact that Duke was relatively hanging out with them the first half, the first quarter to a half quarter into the second quarter with this Illinois team, and Duke is going to be playing UNC this year.
Yep.
And I'm taking Duke to beat them based on what I saw this game. And what it says on paper, right? Like 45-19 doesn't really indicate how. I mean, the game was a close game up until half. And then
it was 13-14 Illinois.
Yeah, and I think Brett Bielema has unbelievable success. He's been successful at Wisconsin for many years over there. He was also somewhat successful in Arkansas, and now him in Illinois. Like he's a proven college football coach. He's like a solid 10-win, 9-win level head coach, and Duke just couldn't keep up with that level of veteran like coaching ability, I would say. But Duke is going to beat Bill Belichick, and he's going to be worrying about their gear inside of his locker room, whether or not freaking New England's going to be in there.
All right, fuck me. Arizona State travels to Mississippi State. So Arizona State loses 24-20 on a last play deep bomb that killed them on like the first drive. It's the same thing. Like this speedy wide receiver. I do not have his name off the top of my head. People were saying he might be the fastest player in like the entire nation.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? His name is Brendan Thompson. 6 catches, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns.
This is where Caleb first experiences college football heartbreak. Since
it wasn't close at halftime.
Yeah. So because he's very new to college football, he usually followed the Gophers beforehand, kind of like not really as in depth, right? You would say you probably we're like 80%, 70% committed.
Yeah.
To them.
So that all started. To make a long story short, my old professor in college had me for a sport media production class follow a college team that wasn't UNH, make a blog about it, and he would teach me how to use Photoshop and all that stuff through that. I've forgotten everything I knew about Photoshop since then, but I had a blog, and I had a couple buddies that are big Minnesota Gophers fans, adopted me into that fan base. And I chose to write about them, and that was their 2022 season when they went and beat somebody in the Pinstripe Bowl. I think it was Syracuse. And yeah, so that's kind of how that started. Then my quarterback at UNH, Max Brosmer, transferred to the Gophers and played his senior year there last year. Now he's a backup for the Vikings. Hopefully a starter at some point soon.
I'll write that down on my sticky note.
Max Brosmer, starter for the Vikings. Yeah, so that was kind of the story about that. But ASU, my mom used to live in Arizona for such a long time. I had such a soft spot for Larry Fitzgerald and the Cardinals, the Phoenix Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Coyotes when they were there. And Arizona State is that Phoenix, Tempe area college because, Arizona is all the way out in Tucson. Who's winning?
Right now, I believe it is still 27-13 Ravens. And Buffalo just tried to do a deep ball. That's what I was trying to look up to see, but still. Yeah.
Yikes. And yeah, so when I picked up Arizona State last year, it was their run to win the Big 12, play Texas in the Cotton Bowl. So that's kind of how that all turned out. So hopefully that story wasn't too long.
No,
But yeah, this game pissed me off.
So now Caleb has like real investment on a team. Not only did he have like some outside forces of why he should follow Arizona State, but now he's like truly into college football. And the one thing I told him was like, get prepared for this team to dictate your mood for a whole week.
They did.
And when he texted me, I was like, oh, we are, because now remember how this low feels. That high is going to be sick. But some of the main concerns I did have when Arizona State was playing against that other, what was it, like Eastern Arizona University or Northern
Arizona?
Yeah. Like, I was like, bro, this,
Sloppy.
yeah, it was very sloppy. It was still like their offensive line was heavily, I had a lot of concerns about it. Tyson's still a stud though. Like,
had a couple of big drops, but he made up for it on some crucial late game third downs.
Yeah. The big positive from it, though, is that it's an out of conference schedule.
We got unranked for it.
Yeah, which should, because Mississippi State was the worst team in the SEC by far last year. So that's like, unless Dalvin Cook scored a touchdown, so we're now only down by 7 points for the Bills.
James Cook, not Dalvin Cook.
Somebody's cooking. Okay.
James, not Dalvin.
Yeah. And then so
Jimmy Cooks.
But ultimately, I think Arizona State, unranked is very strong. Because we don't know. Maybe this Mississippi State team is like an 8-win team. We do not know that yet. And
now I gotta pull for these fuckers with their cowbells because it makes me look good.
Oh yeah, the worst was Caleb was like, I hate these cowbells. I don't know what's going on. This is the worst.
Ban them. Ban them. But I had a whole rant with my buddies on PlayStation last night as I was kind of cooling off. Not cooling off. I was only heating up. And I'm like, what good has Mississippi ever done for the United States? Like, why are they a state? Why should they be here?
Because Brett Favre took all the money from the poorest people on the planet, essentially. If you don't remember that whole scam, like that, Brett Favre was out there scamming some of the poorest people in the United States out of money. But anyways,
I was livid.
Yeah, I would. But it's great to see that Caleb has now experienced college football heartbreak for the first time. But Arizona State going forward, I think it's them, and I think Texas Tech, the team that I have.
Somebody said Iowa State was the best team in the Big 12.
Yeah, you know what? Because that was winning against a rival like that is very good, especially how lopsided Iowa has always been against Iowa State. And I think Iowa State is a legitimate. I mean, they beat Kansas State. Kansas State was a legitimate threat until Iowa State loses. It's their division to win. And lastly,
so Arizona State's third place to you.
Probably. No, I still put them. I would still put them above Texas Tech because I.
What about Utah?
Well, Utah's only beaten shitty teams. It's not like, I don't know. Arizona State has at least went to the Big 12 championship and has went to and hung against UT. And there's no difference between like that UT team and that Arizona State team is relatively the same outside of Ewers, their starting quarterback, and their wide receiver. But outside of that,
Arizona State's got to kick ass the next 3 weeks. Texas State at Baylor, who just knocked off a pretty decent opponent. I think that was it, right? They beat SMU, yeah. And then TCU, who beat Belichick.
Yeah, but we don't know how good they actually are.
And then it's at Utah versus Texas Tech versus Houston at Iowa State.
It's becoming a very interesting schedule really fast for Arizona State.
I hate it.
A lot of ups and downs, but also if you beat all those opponents, you're going to be feeling very good about yourself when it comes to the college football playoffs.
If I lose, I'm going to like these bags under my eyes are just going to get lower and lower and lower.
But yeah, no, I think they are. I still think I'm going to say second favorite behind Iowa State.
Yep. They play their first ranked opponent against Utah in October, and then Texas Tech in October the following week. And then Michigan at Oklahoma, 15 versus 18. Oklahoma wins 27-13.
Good solid win for them.
John
Good
Mateer, Heisman favorite.
Yes, I would say so. It is now him. I mean, I need to see Tommy Castellano's stats, but like they are like front runners for that. John Mateer gets I'm not saying Heisman moment, but that is a great win on his resume. Also, Michigan kind of imploded on themselves. Bryce Underwood, a little bit of a shouting match with some of his teammates on the sideline.
Sharon Moore is looking like not the right answer.
I mean, I could have kind of told you that. I think they kind of hired him because they knew what was going down with the whole stealing play calling BS that happened. Like, no offense, he doesn't look like a winning head coach in college football. Like, they had a very decent team last year, and they only won 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was just lack of leadership and lack of coaching ability with him.
Yeah, see, that's why JJ McCarthy is so important, Gerardo. Is because look how Michigan fell off the second he left.
Oh, please. I mean, you can argue. I could have the argument the fact that if Harbaugh was still there, they would actually won 10 games the year after him. Like,
I know I was being an asshole.
No, it's absolutely fine, but I also think like Moore is not a good head coach. I don't believe that but he's also very young in his head coaching career, and he's also been given the Michigan job. That is a very big job to get.
It's a Big Ten job.
And I don't think he's going to get a Big Ten win at all. He's going to win. He won't win 10 games. That's what I'm saying. He's going to win in the Big Ten, yes, but he won't win like 10 games.
I don't know, man. Are they going to win the Big Ten?
Well, that's true. He beat Ohio State, didn't he, last year? Yeah, because Ohio State lost it. So he already has the game that only matters for
me. They got a MAC team next week.
Yeah, they play what?
Central.
Bowling. Who?
Central Michigan.
Okay.
And then they're at Nebraska versus Wisconsin, at USC versus Washington, at Michigan State versus Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland, Ohio State.
If they do good, it just makes John Mateer look good. Like, it makes Oklahoma look even better. I think Oklahoma being ranked lower than them was a little bit disrespectful. I don't think Michigan is a top 15 team in this country and won't be by the end of the year.
But good. I would be shocked if they're a top 15 team right now. 23. They're ranked 23.
Yeah, because they were ranked 15 going in. Yeah. Good I think a solid win for Oklahoma. Good out of conference game. The fact that John Mateer really they really showcase his level of talent on the college football level, because he's not just a thrower. He's a very good running quarterback as well, too. And Michigan, like I said, I just feel like just imploded on themselves this game.
So coming up, Oklahoma, number 13. They're going to Temple. Then they host Auburn. That's going to be a good game. Then they host Kent State. Sheesh. And then they got Texas.
Yep. They were very smart with their out-of-conference play games. I think they made easy ones for themselves, and the games that they lost, like let's say against Michigan, they had bounce back games already in place. That's like Oklahoma's schedule is very much a reflection of how you would probably want to set it up. Easy first opponent, tough opponent week 2, good bounce back game week 3 if I lose week 2. Because if they lose to Michigan was already ranked higher than them, and they have a good bounce back, and then if Michigan wins outright throughout the season, that's a good for their resume. It's like, oh, we lost to Michigan and they won 10 games. But if they beat Michigan, like, they look really solid. They're going to be 3-0 going against that Auburn team, which is also their former starting quarterback as well, too, over there.
Oh, interesting.
At Auburn. And he's looked really well with that new Auburn system as well, too. So it's going to be a very interesting game. A lot of narratives in that game, and I think that would be a good testament whether or not. I think the Heisman moment is going to come from John Mateer against UT. I think that's when that would be his game, whether or not he wins Heisman or not.
Or maybe it's Arch Manning's.
If Arch Manning throws 6 touchdowns and 400 yards, yes, it's
in every game leading up to that.
Yeah, very true too. He's going to have to look really nice up until that point.
All right. Well, that's your featured matchups college football segment. Is there anything regarding college football that we didn't get to that you want to get to before we close out?
No, that's probably pretty much going to be it. We touched on everything. Really weird win for Arch Manning. As well too. Some of the teams did bounce back. 2 out of the 4 teams that we picked, not even. Only one team really bounced back, and that was Alabama against Monroe.
UNC bounced back. They got a win, and Belichick got to tell New England to shove it.
Yeah, whatever.